Risk of Rain 2 is one of those games that inspires people to violence. But I'm not a violent person. To prove this, I posed a fun little question. Can you beat Risk of Rain 2 without dealing direct damage? No primary, no secondary, no damage dealing equipment. All that matters is this statistic. It must be 0. And we won't know if a run is worthless until it's over. But I'll be damned if I suffer alone. So I asked my friend Murph to partake in this suffering with me. Normally, with a challenge like this, there's a long process of planning, a ton of thought, maybe even a tidbit of research. But that's boring, and we're casuals. We launched the game, loaded up Stream, and got it playing. This was gonna be a long challenge. We had learned the first level is not fun. Specifically, it's hell to manage the hordes and obtain money. It made sense to immediately focus on getting gunner drones to actually be able to kill things, but in the first stage, gunner drones cost 55 gold each. We needed some form of income before that. Enter stage right.
Pennies!
Pennies give the player gold when they take damage. The income off of even 1 penny is frankly more than we would need. Alright, yeah, no, the pennies are so fucking busted. It's actually not even a joke. With a lucky spawn of 3 gunner drones in the main area and getting pennies right off the bat, everything was looking excellent. And then I immediately accidentally killed something.
Fucking
I don't even know, but
using
I'm
you like a goddamn pinata.
Oh shit, hold on. I gotta leave. No! No, I killed the thing! Uh-oh.
No, run's dead, gotta die.
No. No one saw that, you know, we're
Run's
chilling.
dead, Emmy.
Run is
dead,
not,
Emmy.
I didn't kill anything, I didn't see anything.
Go greet the Titan with your face.
With the loader, it's too easy to get into the groove of moving and then immediately plaster an enemy like you're a drunk dad in front of a preschool. So I had to switch gears, but I was willing to give loader just one more shot. Never mind. This accidental selection was a blessing in disguise, as it would lead to the meta for this challenge.
Engineer gaming.
All I had to do was die first. Let me grease the lizard. What is up, you fine gentlemen? Anyway, the engineer has 2 turrets as a base skill, dealing 100% of the player's base damage, which the game does not consider direct damage, rather, as minion damage. All the while, these turrets inherit all of the player's items, making them pretty darn powerful. But I was hesitant to use the turrets at first. I thought they were cheaty, ugly, and stupid. Instead, I relied on the penny meta, and because that was boring, I decided to engage in a little bit of trolling. Alright, check this out.
Oh my fucking Jesus.
Yeah,
oh
watch
my
out
god.
for things. Holy
Ah,
fuck.
fuck me, that does damage to me. What the fuck is that item?
Don't worry about it. We're chilling. Hey, check this out.
Emmy, don't just do that next to me.
Let me just watch where you step, Murph.
Yep, watching.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Fuck. How the fuck am I
I don't
alive?
know how I'm alive either. This was a terrible idea. I don't know why I did this.
What the fuck? Ah.
After the initial 3 runs, we had decided that this run would be our long test run. We allowed ourselves to directly attack for the first stage only, just to get the ball rolling. We had both survived the first level and my tomfoolery, but our builds were absolute dog water. We needed something to actually output damage. And, on a gamble, the game delivered. Oh! I can get this guy! This little guy is Gobo. He creates a copy of your character with all your items and with all your utility. It's basically just a pocket henchman. And with a few fuel cells, Gobo can make up to 3 mini-Us at a time. We are so chilling right now. That's fucking absurd. We're changing tactics to Gobo Jr. He's too busted. Gobo's busted ass continued to carry us. You have any problem? Papa Gobo. Gobo, get him.
Oh, no.
You have a minor annoyance? Papa Gobo.
Oh, go.
You got it. You're bored? Papa Gobo. Fuck, Gobo was so busted even Murph joined in. Wait, are you Goboing too?
Yeah.
Let's go, bro. I even recruited a Gobo equipment drone, just for the meme.
Oh my. Ah!
Thanks to Gobo, surely this next boss fight would be easy. And this is where we discovered the real strength and main downside to Gobo. What the fuck is it even doing? Bosses target whatever is doing damage to them, and the Gobos like to run. They had led the boss away from the teleporter while we were busy, so we had to do some wrangling. There we go.
Fucking finally. Holy shit.
Minor annoyance aside, Gobo plus fuel cells got so busted, I could just begin ignoring enemies altogether.
Oh my god, magma worm. Oh fuck. Help, 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 help.
I'm
Holy
gambling, Murph. You're gonna have to wait. Oh. And when it came time for boss fights, we were just chilling. Pop another Gobo. Bro, this is easy. What the fuck? Why have we not been running Gobo before? But then we decided to loop after I died. We went through a few stages, jumped into this neato portal. No.
I'm just as
God
confused
damn
as
it.
you are.
And ended up killing ourselves. All right, so I'm just gonna have you read what this obelisk says.
Oh.
I mean, fuck it, man. But the run wasn't a complete loss. We had been enlightened to the ways of Engineer and Chad Gobo. Now we could run the challenge for realsies. Both playing as Engineer, we were excited to kick off this run. We got some nice opportunities to build void items and lunar items very early on. Yep. Gonna get that shaped glass. I don't even know what any of these do, actually. There's no shaped glass.
Huh?
And after quarreling over an equipment barrel, Murph claimed Gobo. I found Murph a lunar item. There's a moon testicle with your name on it, bruh. And it was boss time. It's playing the game normally, except instead of shooting, you're just kind of running around. Stage 2. We had a few close calls. I almost accidentally dealt damage on multiple occasions. Murph and I had split up, with Murph taking the high ground, leaving me to deal with the hordes. Bro, I love large men, actually. Murph's gambling addiction had grown quite ravenous in this section, with no payoff. So I bought them a crate in exchange for an equipment item they got from gambling. Come over here and get this then. And, Gobo in hand, we got to work.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
I didn't move that entire boss fight. As you can see, boss fights have become immensely easy. Turrets take aggro, Gobos run around and also take aggro, leaving us to deal with the odd enemy sometimes, but mostly we would just stand around. Stage 3. We ran into a void seed. I stole some of Murph's items, and Murph freaked out at a Gatling gun man. What's up, bozo?
Let's back up a little bit first.
I'm chilling.
Oh.
Then I was blessed with a red item. Bro, you forgot a thing up here, Lamau. Oh, it's a red item too. Give me that ceremonial dagger, baby. Kid, go. And then it was time to mop the floor with the boss. Stage 4. Murph complains about the level. Fucking
Oh, we got
nice.
this fizzle death every fucking time.
Has a panic attack.
Please leave me alone. Please stop. Please stop this. Please stop this.
You're chilling, bro. Then gets a red item,
I got a red.
and I begin to lose my grasp on the English language. Toilet paper's down here. What the fuck did I just say? Wait, hold. The teleporter. Fucking Christ. Murph slaps the Shrine of the Mountain. We farm. I learned that you can double click R to place down turrets instead of left clicking, possibly leading to the run being nullified if I hit an enemy. And then boss time. Why are there so many? I'm just gonna watch this from above. Yeah, you have fun down there. We continued to the 5th stage. Where? Wait, is it?
Emmy, what
What fuck is that? So naturally, we got distracted and started fucking with it. Yeah, just send the goobos over there. We just see like some fucking Eldritch deed. Oh, I just fell on the fucker. I'm so concerned right now. Anyway, where's the fucking gambling shrine? Remake them.
Oh, it's dead.
Let's fucking go, gamers!
We just killed God in a pacifist run.
Dude, we're winning, okay? The fellas. 1. God. 0. I got another red item, and then boss time.
I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Bro, I love that we have so many incinerator drones. It's basically like fucking Vietnam. I'm gonna go piss too. Final stage. We ran to get to Mithrix. Murph, having not gotten any movement items, was left in the dust.
Goodbye, Emmy. Goodbye. He's going off into the future.
And would also have trouble doing basic parkour jumps.
I know I don't want to fall in the void.
I'm just gonna fucking
Sounds
die
like a
from that.
bad idea.
Murph finally made it up. We started on the pillars. Life was easy. Then, a mistake. Oh,
Yeah.
a testicle. Fire. Get that shaped glass, baby. Granted, I'm squishier, but that was never an issue.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
We traveled to the next area. Surprisingly, Murph was able to jump this time.
I just make it.
After being thoroughly sucked, we ran to a lift. Waited for the gobos to charge, and headed in. All right, we're chilling. Big boy. The fight went about as expected.
Yeah, like this is
This is ridiculous.
This is one of the easiest Mithrix fights I've ever done. Wow, I'm genuinely kind of speechless as to how fucking simple this is.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising because you think, oh yeah, no, this is gonna make the game like 1,000 times harder. Meanwhile, we just walk. After the second phase, we realized a potential major flaw in our strategy. Oh shit, does our equipment get taken away by Mithrix? Wait, surely he can't gobo himself.
I'm really hoping he doesn't.
I think we just spotted.
Not gonna lie, that will be terrifying if that is the case.
Then I tripped over a drone and died. I'm kind of dead.
Oh
Oh.
no, wait.
I don't know how I
dead?
died. I don't know how I died. I'm actually confused. All right, it's all up to you, I guess. Fuck. But not to worry. All Murph had to do was survive the last half of this stage, then the last stage. Before all of Murph's items were gone, Murph popped down all the gobos they could and prayed Mithrix couldn't use gobo. And the gobos went to work.
Let me use it. All right, this is fine.
Okay, you're chilling. Oh my god. Like, holy
Don't
fuck,
forget
wait.
all your items as well. Oh my god.
What the fuck, bro? It was literally done in like 3 seconds. That is absurd. Finally, all the research runs, all the failed runs, everything, all the effort had paid off. All Murph had to do was get to the ship, and then the challenge would be complete. You fool! You absolute fool! That was... Okay.
God.
I mean, hey, we've got the meta down. Okay, engineer meta is actually the best.
Yeah.
Like, this one, we got it. Like, there's no way we don't. Right off the bat, this run was looking wonderful. The first box I opened gave me a red item. The first gamble I took, I got a gobo. I tapped a Shrine of the Mountain, then boss time. 2 stone titans, completely and utterly decimated. Oh, look at my little turrets. Stage 2. Murph immediately got their gobo on entering this level. Very lucky with equipment barrel spawns. In fact, it was too lucky.
I have that unlocked. Yeah, I don't have that one unlocked. You grab grab that one.
I found another oh my god, there's 3 equipment barrels. There's fucking 5. Oh my god. Bro, there's 6. There's 7. No, that is fucking another fucking, oh my god, there's actually 7 equipment barrels.
So let's cut our losses and get to the next fucking level.
Let's just leave this fucking,
Alright,
let's
get the
leave
fuck
this
off
fucking
this
place.
level.
I'm
Yeah,
so fucking
let's
sick of here. Bro. Stage 3. The icon of sin has showed itself again. I see a fucking equipment barrel. Despite this bad omen, the game had decided to give us a break. Give me another red item. Come on. Oh, it gave me another red item. Fire.
Oh, what?
Come over here. Get over here. Get your ceremonial
No, it's
dagger.
fine, you got
No,
it, you
I
got
don't need another one, Murph. Get your ass over here. Ridiculous.
Emmy,
Oh, what's up? What's up?
I just got another red item.
Okay. We were shook. The game was telling us that this run was the one to end the challenge. We could feel it.
This is actually genuinely the most insane fucking run.
You think we're gonna kill God again?
I think we are gonna kill God again.
Excited, we rushed through the boss fight and tried to get through the next level as fast as possible. Easy. Stage 4. Oh, there's a magma worm. Fire. This stage didn't have much going on, so boss time. Yeah. We love worms. Stage 5. Where is God? Where is he? At first, we were distraught. Then, oh, no, God exists. We ran in for a little meet and greet, and scary.
Ridiculously well than shit like this. Ooh. Let's just casually pop up a shield. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, never
I
mind,
don't like
pop
that.
shield.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Why am I on?
I'm dead. Oh,
The fellas won. God won.
alright. We have been going for like 2 hours. I think I've got one more run in me.
I do too. All right, y'all have seen this shit before. Let's get to the good stuff. Okay. Back to where we were. Just like the first run, Murph had decided not to build any movement speed items. Oh yeah, our builds. Mine was basically the exact same as the last 2 runs, but Murph had spec'd into full bleed chains, which resulted in big damage. Even despite us having absolutely busted builds, pressure was mounting.
So long as we play it carefully, we're fine.
Dude, that is famous last words, okay? We were both tired, had spent way too much time doing these runs. This run had to be it. Just like last time, we made our way to the lift. All right, let's go fight the bozo. Waited for gobos to recharge, and moved in. The private military had arrived, and oh boy, they got to work. Get 'em, boys, get 'em. We made quick work of phase 1. The lunar chimera was a breeze as well. We needed to conserve all 3 gobos for the 4th stage to ensure victory. We had to play the 3rd phase a bit slow, but no problem. We knew to keep our distance from Mithrix and the gobos. It's not like anything bad could happen.
Oh fuck, I'm dead. I don't know what I died to.
In a panic, I ran around to recruit as many fallen drones as possible, and was able to pull through to the last stage.
Yeah, get the gobos out, and then...
Hide.
What the hell is happening to your character?
Don't worry about it. Gobos got it, yeah, alright. I made the brisk walk down to the ship, did a victory dance, and it was done. Many attempts and hours later, we had done it with the stats to prove it. Thank you for watching. Go check out Murph's video. It'll be in the top of the description and in a pinned comment below if you're extra lazy. Like, subscribe, perchance even share with a friend. And I'll see you next time.